All right, everybody. Welcome back. CU Spotlight, Synergent Connect Conference 2026. Oh, my goodness. We are in Portland, Maine, the hometown for me, at the Eastland Westin Hotel, right on the top of the hill. I am your host, Jonathan Taylor, JT with CU Spotlight. To my right is my co-host,
Shirley Senn with Fireman's Federal Credit Union.
Shirley's looking a little bit more bright and bushy-tailed this morning than I am. We don't have all the time to unpack that, and I blame Ryan Poland from New Dimensions. All right, well, day two. Day two is here. So excited. And we have our first guest with us today. We have Jennifer Stasio, Southeastern Credit Union CEO, all the way up from Georgia, y'all.
I am Southern Georgia, Valdosta.
And I love this story. So born and raised in Mass.
Yep.
And then you wanted it to be hotter, warmer? Yes?
I love warmth and heat.
Okay.
So I didn't actually pick Georgia. It picked me.
I love that. Tell me that story. That's such a good story.
It's a great story, actually. I was looking just for something different. Our kids were out of the house, and I got an email from LinkedIn or a message from LinkedIn said, hey, well, what do you think about Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so I sent my husband a message. I'm like, hey, what do you think about Georgia? He goes, the state?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah.
Georgia on my mind.
He's like, I had never thought about Georgia. And I'm like, he goes, hey, yes, see what happens.
Yeah.
And there I am. I am home in Valdosta, and I love it.
So you said LinkedIn asked you, what do you think about Georgia? Mm-hmm. What did that look like?
It was just a message that came across because they were looking for someone with my specifications.
Oh, I see. Like because one of the job suggestions.
Because I had I worked in banking for 20 years, and then I converted from the dark side to the good side, the credit union side. And they wanted somebody with my background.
I love that. See, I not to correct you, but so many people in this movement, they say if they come from banking that it's the dark side. I respectfully disagree. That's the gray side. The dark side is dealerships. Okay. If you come, which is where I came from, by the way. So
they are evil. That's
a darker, well, I mean, they're not all evil, but they're very, very money motivated. It's just a different motivation. We need money, but they really like it.
Oh my gosh,
they like it so much.
We have a dealership down there that got mad at us and wouldn't take our checks.
Wouldn't take your checks?
Nope. Refused.
Like you're trying to pay them.
Our member was trying to buy a car with our check, and they wouldn't take it.
They were afraid it was going to bounce or something?
I guess.
Okay.
I don't know,
well, they wanted the financing.
They wanted the financing.
100%.
And
That's
we were
what that
not.
was.
Yeah.
So you're not a fan of indirect lending? Is that what I'm getting at?
We still do it.
Okay.
We're moving away from it as much as we can. But we understand it's part of our balance sheet. We still have to keep some of it. So we can't make them all mad.
Well, we could make this whole podcast about indirect lending because I have some very strong feelings about it.
Me too.
Having been at the Maine Credit Union League Insurance Trust, where my primary products were GAP, vehicle service contracts, debt protection, all the things you don't get to offer your member when they go to a dealership in indirect lending. Yeah, I have some feelings.
I think I just got to make my say about
Get on
this.
in there.
I will.
Get on in there.
Well, think about it. I mean, as members, the whole reason we're joining the credit union is for the benefits of membership, which is, lower loan rates, higher share rates, lower fees, and so forth. With an indirect member, we're basically, as members, we are offsetting and paying for them to have that benefit as well without all the risk.
Yep.
And I don't like it. If we're going to be able to return that, it should be to the member. And indirect lending, I mean, the conversion rates on those are so small.
Yeah.
Again, wasted time except for whoever is the mediator between the indirect lender and the credit union is making commissions. But again, that's the member's money.
Right.
It is.
It's the member's time and efforts, and it should go back to them.
It should. We have a slogan right now. Our big thing is membership means more.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
And one of our things is we give you up to a 1 percentage point, 100 basis points off your loan. If you have been a member for 6 months and if you have several, like a checking, a savings, and another thing,
yes,
you can get up to 100 basis points off.
I love that.
Yeah.
The dealers don't.
Well, you know what?
Well, I personally think, I mean, it may be clarifying indirect lending in the fact that there are some credit unions that work those relationships locally and treat them like partners.
Yeah.
And those dealers know that credit union. So, I mean, I think there's exceptions, but for the most part, it's just simply a mass, a variety of dealers nationwide that they don't know your member that just want
They just want their money.
Yeah.
Well, and my biggest, beef, I mean, our friend Dan Daggett, shout out to Dan, he ran the indirect lending QSO for Northern New England. We were partnered with them, co-created with CU Certified. I mean, and they ran a great ship, and they still do. It's called Q-Lane today. But you like you said, you have to hold them accountable because they will not respect you if you do not have to, sometimes with the velvet hammer of accountability, bop them on the nose, because they're velociraptors constantly testing the fences for weaknesses, okay? And if you're not vigilant and if you don't use your data to really hold them accountable, they're going to run all over you. I mean, there's a credit union here that went into indirect lending with very little consulting of anybody else. And it was like watching a toddler go out into the surf. And there's like the whipping fins of sharks. And you're like, no, no, don't go out there. You're going to get sucked out to sea. And that's exactly what happened. And they came in and they drank in all the deep paper, all the stuff, all the lender of last resort stuff to get into the market. And it was done in 2 years. And they got their clocks cleaned because they just didn't have it set up properly. My biggest beef is I don't want to have to pay for my member twice, right? I don't want to have to keep paying for my member over and over and over again. And by the way, when my member walks in there, I swear to sweet Jesus, if you try to flip them to another financial institution when they're my member and you know they're my member, guess what? Them's fighting words.
We refinance those.
Right, exactly. Right. That's the hard part, is like when those games are played, you know what I mean? And then the biggest thing that I always had beef with is that credit unions, once they would spend all that money to get those members, then they wouldn't take the extra time to reach out to those members, to really, I mean, I'm using air quotes, members, because they're really not members yet until you sit them down, until you give them the movement and the why and the what's different in the here's how we're going to treat you and all of that. They'd send out an email. Good for you. They'd send out a letter. Glad you know how that works. But they'd never pick up the phone and talk to these people. I used to do trainings with a bunch of the credit unions here on how to expand a member post indirect. It's not rocket science, but you got to do it. You got to do spend that time explaining it, because once members understand the concept, it means a lot to them. It
does if you can get your message out.
Right.
Yeah. And
that's the hard part. And that's always been the tricky part with indirect lending. And not everybody's answering their phone these days, and I get it. But, just like with everything. But I've said this recently, as a member of, I don't know how many credit unions now, 5, 6, 10, I don't know. I'm going for all that AD&D money, baby. But 3,000 a whack. If I get phone calls from one financial partner, who's vested in my financial health, and that's my Edward Jones rep once a quarter. I don't hear from anybody else. I get emails, okay. I get the occasional letter. I never get a phone call. And it's that's the sort of stuff that I think we got kind of good at that during the pandemic. We kind of went back to that with wellness checks and things of that nature. But then it seems like we immediately went back. I'm sorry, I'm on a rant right now, but how do you feel about that? I mean, what are you guys doing at your credit union to connect? Because I love what you're talking about with the 100 basis points. I mean, that must come with a conversation, right?
It comes with a why.
Yeah.
Why become a member? Why join Southeastern? Why not join, Bank of America? Why not join any of those other places in the world or any other credit union?
Yeah.
We want to give back to you. So we try to convince them and talk to them and tell them our story that membership means more. You're a member. Mm-hmm. You're not just somebody off the street. You actually own us. So we want to give back to you. We give your deposits early. We give you the 100, basis points off. We give you more. So becoming a member means something.
Are you guys doing dividend sharebacks as well?
We're not yet.
Okay.
But we offer 4% checking rate. We offer 4% for kids on their savings accounts.
Sure.
We're doing that type of give back instead.
Got it.
So the more you invest with us, the more partnership we have with you, the more of a relationship, the more we're going to give you.
Well, and in some cases, that can mean more to a member, because the great debate with dividends is like, I had a CEO told me one time, JT, I can't unring that bell once I ring it.
Right.
And yes, I understand what you mean about the big number, and it proves the point, and you can wave the flag, and, Suncoast is great at that, but their share back is like, tens of millions of dollars because they're so big. But at each individual account, it's very, very small. And it's so small that they don't even like notice it, right, in the share. So,
and they get so used to it. It becomes one of those like, they just, I get my $50 or whatever it is at the end of the year. It
50, that's pretty good.
It doesn't have that impact.
Sure.
There's
I love what
nothing
you're
there.
doing.
We need to give back to them on a regular basis where it hits them, which is in their pocket.
Sure.
So every day when they have to make their loan payment, it's so much less. So it's helping them on a daily basis, not just on a once a year basis.
I love that.
Because I just talked about your partnership.
Yes.
So we've talked about indirect lending. That was lovely. I think actually that would lead up to a whole other episode.
I think we could be here all day.
Yeah.
I'm really happy that there aren't, almost like, are there any indirect lending? Nope. Wait. Yeah, the Origins is here. Sorry, guys.
Don't tell them.
Yeah.
No, but I think
I'll tell them to
again,
their face.
Yeah, it goes back to responsibility and
Yeah.
being deliberate and intentional
Sure.
in how you deliver that any
100%.
product. But anyway, getting back to the conference. So what are the things that have kind of drawn you to the conference and some of the stuff that you've learned so far?
So for me, I started with Synergent 15 years ago when I was in Massachusetts. Then I moved to Georgia and we did not have Synergent. And you felt a major impact from not having them, not having a collective, a partner that you could bounce things off of who actually had your best interest at heart
Sure.
versus somebody who was just trying to sell you something.
Right.
So we've switched back and I love it because I get to come back up here and meet my family.
Cool.
They develop a family with them.
Yes,
It's
they
more
do.
of a partnership than it is just a service or a core or anything like that. They're people really, the mission, people helping people, and they are people helping people.
100%.
Yeah, sometimes I think we use the people helping people mantra a little loosely. We were talking about this the other day. People are helping people everywhere, every day. It's how we're doing it. It's our mission. It's our why behind it. And I love the fact that we're getting ready to go through a core conversion. I mean, it's not easy,
No.
but I look at the difference in what we're going through, which is just the core. And then I look at something like what Synergent offers, the tapestry of partners, if you will, and probably the relationship that has taken you, like you said, from Massachusetts to Georgia is something that the comfort helps in the integration of a new culture that you're having to lead and just things that I think that are so important. Can you tell us a little bit? I know you said you've got a lovely relationship with them, but really what has it meant to your team there at Southeastern and how it's impacted the members?
It's about a relationship. So I've just brought 2 newbies to the conference this year, and they're from Georgia. So they've never been up in Maine. They've
Love
never
that.
been anywhere,
Aw.
which I love. But they want to do a face-to-face meet with the people they deal with every day
Mm-hmm.
because they feel like they've got friendships. They've got a relationship. They've got someone they can count on to call and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think?
Yeah.
And having that side-by-side feedback or, hey, we've seen this on this side. We really think it's not a good fit for you, but we think that if you go in this direction, it'll work out really well.
Sure.
And having that relationship with Synergent for my team is so different because our core before was just like, okay, here's your core out of the box, figure it out.
Right.
And Synergent's like, hey, here's what you could be doing better. They come in and do a consult, and they're like an efficiency consult.
Right.
It's so much out of that. My team is like running around the hallways going, oh my God, this is so cool. And I'm like, that's what I want.
Sure.
I want that engagement from them with who we're dealing with as a vendor.
Well, and I think they're leveraging their experience. They're leveraging their growth. And I think they've created a wonderful ecosystem of, I hate to use the word safe space, for credit unions to, educate them on the system. I mean, they didn't build Jack Henry, Scimitar, Epicus, but they've molded it for their member credit unions, their owners, and they've set it up in a way where even the smallest credit unions can compete. And we were talking yesterday about how, gosh, some of these credit unions here, they were 15 million.
Yep.
There were 25 million. There were 40 million.
I started at my last one was 30 million.
There you
I
go.
left at 100. But Synergent was a partner for us.
Right.
They were there to help us because we're able to use, and they listen. They're like, okay, so what is it you're trying to accomplish? Where are your mission? Where's your vision?
Yeah.
And how can we pull from all of these other credit unions and help you succeed?
Right.
So they're like, okay, they collaborate.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah. It's so nice to have that. Now, are you guys an owner of Synergent? Are you a user? Okay.
I'm just a user.
Okay. Were you an owner when you were in Massachusetts? Okay. So it's nice that you kind of get the benefits sometimes of the ownership without actually having to invest. And not to say that Synergent's even looking for more owners at this point, because I know they have a lot. But yeah, it's really, really great. And this conference here, this Connect Conference, really started and still very much is a users conference.
I started when I think there was, oh my God, it was not like this when I started. We all fit in like a little bus to go to dinner. But it was nice then too, because you had that intimacy.
Yeah.
But this still feels intimate
Yes.
with the way you're able to communicate with people. Even though it has gotten so much larger, it's still a nice, intimate conference.
Yeah.
And the content is always good.
Yeah,
I always come out thinking.
Let's talk about that. What has been some of the aha moments? We're both lifelong learners. We love drawing from these conferences, these little nuggets that we can share with other people, that can benefit from that. What's been something that you're going to take back to your credit union?
For us, yesterday was talking about what's your why and how do you communicate that? And I don't think we're doing a good enough job at communicating that. It was like one of those like, oh my gosh, okay, yep. We really need to focus on that. And the staffing piece of it. Getting buy-in from the staff is probably one of our biggest challenges.
Sure.
You get some that are like all in, and you get some that are not.
Keep going. Sorry.
Not all in. And in trying to make that transition and get them to feel your passion for what we do.
I was just grabbing Shirley's shoulder because this is a conversation we've been having a lot, right? With experiences you've had.
Yeah, just my passion is small to mid-sized credit unions, and in that same wheelhouse that you're in, it's just we've got to. They're so passionate. I mean, when I look and talk to so many small credit union teams or growing teams, they're all very passionate. But again, it's like they've been on cruise control for so long that when you try to implement or integrate something new and exciting, and I know they'll embrace it, it's a challenge sometimes to get that change to happen. But I guess the positive side we have is that they all understand the mission. They all understand how important these things are. And so it takes time.
Yeah.
But I've also found working inside a natural person credit union how important those partnerships are, because there's so many things we can't do alone that we just don't have the resources, and our partners have been lifesavers in some
They really
cases.
have been. I mean, that's the only way we can do what we do is with partners.
Sure.
And relationship building is something that I love doing and pride myself on, and trying to build that not only internally but externally. So you have a contact, you have a lifeline.
Right.
We're in the middle of a giant ocean, and if you don't have a lifeline to hang on to when you're sinking, you're in trouble.
Right. Well, and isn't it nice that you can walkie-talkie like the captain of the ship? Because and I was going to ask this earlier, when you were with them before, so you were with Synergent prior, when you went down to your credit union, was it also Scimitar, Jack Henry?
Yes, it was Jack Henry, Eve's client.
Got it. Perfect.
Let me tell you, there is a difference between the two.
That's exactly where I was going, because, it's essentially the same system, but it's not, right? Because of everything else that comes along with it. And everybody in the industry goes, well, I think what differentiates us is our service and our data. I mean, everybody says it, but it's real.
It's real.
It's real. And that's, I think, part of the power of the QSO model, as opposed to other models where you have a beeline to the board. You can call Joe Gervais from Midcoast, who is the board chair. Yeah. And guess what? Joe's going to have a conversation with the powers that be. Like that's so valuable when it comes to working with the QSO. And so many are like, oh, well, ownership, this and this. I'm like, it's not about getting money back from an investment. It's about having that that bat line, right? That direct link to credit unions who run that organization. That is so valuable.
It is so valuable to have that connection, to have that resource, to have that lifeline, that bat signal, like, hey, kind of need something here. But be able to reach out when you need it. And if you don't, great, sweet. Sure. But when you need it, it better be there.
It's so fun.
And with Synergent, it is there. With and Jack Henry's fine. They're good.
Sure.
But we had no lifeline.
Right.
We had Tracy Sprayberry, who's phenomenal, but she was it. Here at Synergent, I've got 8 million. Like, they will put you where you need to go. They're not just going to say, oh, wait a minute. They're going to give you a connection that can actually help you.
It's rare that you go to a conference like this, because Shirley and I go to a lot, where the hosts, right, where saying the word partner it almost feels wrong to say that from a relationship standpoint. I mean, the word we keep hearing is family. That's the word, right? We keep hearing family over and over again here.
I felt like I was coming home.
Right. And it's like so many people, like we used to say the V word, vendor, that's the dirty word. It's almost like partner, it doesn't feel right. It's more than that. It's family here. It's really remarkable.
Synergent is family.
Yeah.
And there's a few people I used to work with that now work at Synergent. So I still have a lifeline. Even if I didn't need it,
Sure.
I've got different lifelines. My work husband works from a previous one, works at Synergent.
Sure.
So it's like, hey, if he needs me, he can reach out and I'm going to respond. So it goes both ways. It's not just one way. If they need something, I'm there. And if they need something.
So maybe we need to set up this pyramid now, family, partner, vendor.
Yeah, I think family's that's the ultimate status.
There you go.
I love it. I love it. Just to close out, for those credit unions that are frustrated, that are stuck right now, because the core is so crucial to everything, right? I mean, it is the beating heart of the organization on a day-to-day basis. Maybe they're stuck in another 5 years. Maybe they're this, maybe they're that. What would you say to them right now?
If they're stuck, there is hope. So they need to start looking now. Not in 5 years, but start researching that and find what you truly want. Do you want just a core system, or do you want a partnership?
Right.
Do you want somebody who's going to be there to help you? And if you do, call Synergent.
I love it. If they wanted to reach out to you for a reference maybe or what have you, how would they do that?
Absolutely. They can reach me on my email at Southeastern. So it's jstasio@southeasterncu.com. I'm always willing to put in. We just had Altamaha Credit Union, who's coming on with Synergent in August, and they reached out to us, and we brought them into our shop.
Oh, cool.
And we showed them around. And so now we've got a great connection, and we've got a great friendship, and they know we're willing to help them. I have a few others in Georgia, so I know I'm bringing them south, but I just feel the benefit is there.
Yeah.
And I can honestly and truthfully state that to people.
Sure.
I don't have any problem telling them everything about Synergent. And Synergent knows I'll tell them the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Sure.
There isn't much ugly. But I will tell them everything. I'll be like, hey, here's what we love. Here's what we don't love. But here's where they offset that.
Sure.
And here's how they can help you.
Right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Jennifer. It's a pleasure to meet you. And just, it's so nice to... I know this already about Synergent, but it's just really nice to hear it over and over again.
Yes.
So appreciate your support, and thanks for coming all the way up, and welcome home. Welcome back.
Thank you.
To New England.
I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. We'll do a little lobster bake later on.
Sounds great.
All right. Appreciate it. Jennifer Stasio, Southeastern Credit Union. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
Thank you, as always, Shirley.
Of course.
And thank you to, shout out to Phil, right, for being the
CU Sherpa. That's my
CU
husband.
Sherpa.
We're struggling a little bit without him. He's one of those that we turn around and I'm like, do you have? He's like, it's right here.
If I needed somebody to powder me in between takes, Phil would do it.
I love it.
Without even asking. He's all over. He's our logistics expert. We're missing Phil.
Yeah. We do. So again, teams make everything in the credit union space
Teamwork makes
go
the dream
around.
work.
Oh, it does.
Yes.
It does. And shout out to Synergent for having us and for sponsoring this. We really, really appreciate it. And thank you, folks, for sticking with us on this wonderful journey with CU Spotlight at the Synergent Connect Conference 2026 in downtown Portland, Maine. Again, I am Jonathan Taylor, JT, and we will see you on the flip side. Let's keep that movement moving.